Hi guys, Martin here again. Today I'm going to do a quick review of the Kazam X5.5. Now I've had this device for quite a few days now, so I've managed to have a good full use of it. First thing I want to say is obviously the screen. It's a 5.5 inch TFT screen, 16 million colours. It's 480 by 854 pixels. Obviously it's not a high def resolution or anything like that, but for a phone this spec it's actually not too bad. I don't really have any big crams with it or anything. Other than I've noticed that sometimes the touchscreen, you've got to put a bit of force to it in order to for it to register your finger. More so when I've noticed when you're typing, when you're typing it, when you're trying to basically write a message or anything, sometimes it just doesn't register the fact that you've touched it, basically. Other than that, it's quite a nice size. It's not too thick. It's quite, it's not the thinnest, but it's quite a good, it feels quite nice and comfy in the hand. The camera, obviously, it's a 5 megapixel with the LED flash. Pictures aren't really great, to be honest. Mediocre, if you will. Don't expect to be taking great photos. I mean, outside it handles not too bad, not the best, but not too bad. But if it's like dark areas, then it's not good at all. It really isn't. But again, it's a budget phone, and for what it does, it's not too bad. I mean, it's a 2-year warranty with this, and obviously I mentioned in my unboxing video that you get a free case with it, and also within the first year owning the phone, if you drop it and the screen gets broke, they'll basically replace it free of charge, obviously just the once. So that's not too bad. Obviously it's got a 4 gig internal memory. Now again, it's the memory split, which I wasn't really too happy about, but you've got total space 1.7, you see that. So it's basically available 360 meg, and then phone storage available thing. It's not ideal, but obviously you can upgrade the memory with the SD card, micro SD, which is upgradable to 32 gig, I believe. So that's not too bad. Battery life, as you can see, I've had this on for 3 days and 13 hours, and I'm on 32%. Now I've had this plugged in a couple times to the computer, so it's give it a quick charge, but since I've had this, I've only charged it the once, like fully charged. So quite happy with the battery performance. Now obviously I've tried to max it out, try and get it run down as quick as possible, just to obviously get a benchmark or whatever. But it seems to be quite a good battery. I mean, I've read stories where apparently these aren't the best batteries, are drained quite quickly. I haven't personally experienced that, but every device is different, I suppose. Cool features, you can schedule when you want to power it on and off, which is obviously a good feature to have. And then obviously it's dual SIM phone, so obviously you got your SIM management stuff for both SIM cards, so obviously you can have either or networks, 2 different networks at the same time. One thing I've noticed though, for your ringtones and stuff, when you go to, you obviously got a choice between your video ringtone and your normal call. I've noticed that in order to, there's not a lot, a way to basically open up your folder to access your music for ringtones. You've physically got to plug it into the computer, or if you download anything, you've got to basically move it into a ringtones folder that's either on the phone or you create it on your SD card. So I thought that was a bit weird, but it is what it is. And then you obviously got your standard, functions that you'd normally have. But like basic profiles reminiscent of Nokia phones back in the day. You obviously got your GPS. Obviously it's not LT or anything like that. It's basically, it's a budget phone. It's handy if you're like a smartphone beginner. It's perfect. It's dual core, so it's not slow. I think it's 1200 megahertz. It's Android 4.2 Jelly Bean. It's 512 RAM, so not the best of RAM, but there's not, I wouldn't say there's a lot of lag or anything like that. There is some, but nothing really to write home about. Obviously you've got I don't know if you can see that, a front front facing camera, and obviously you got your little sensors there. Oddly enough though, there's no notification light, which I found a bit strange, but call quality, me personally, I don't think it's that great. I had the volume up full, and I was struggling to hear a lot of what people were saying. I wasn't struggling in the sense that I could hear it, but not. I had to keep trying to adjust the volume even though it was up full. So, but again, it's good for what it is. The profiles, it's quite nice. It does feel quite nice in the hand. The back, it doesn't really attract fingerprints, and if it does very slightly, then it wipes straight off. I quite like that. I don't have the actual the other case to show you, but it's reminiscent of the Galaxy cases that you get. Basically, you just clip it on the back, so it's basically a hardcover and goes around the front. I just want to compare obviously sizes, because obviously you've got, see that, the Z1 next to it. So obviously, this is obviously a 5-inch display. That's obviously 5.5 inch. And then put that next to the M2, which is 4.8 inch, I believe. So obviously little size comparison there. And then we put that next to Lumia 520. So you get the gist basically. Just move that out of the way. Overall, I've not really had a problem. I did notice the other day there that the screen started to flicker a bit. Now I'm just putting that down to the the light sensor. Although oddly enough, I didn't have it on automatic, so, but I'm assuming, you know, it's got something to do with that, or maybe just the search bar at the top. I don't see it all the time, but I do see it sometimes. But again, it's not really an issue at the minute. You know, it's got everything that you need. You know, it's GPRS, it's Edge. There's no HSDPA. It's Wi-Fi A, B, G, and N, which is obviously good. It's Bluetooth version 4, USB 2. Obviously, you know, you got mobile internet, SMS, MMS, email client. You know, your XT9 dictionary. Everything that you know, a basic person just starting off with a smartphone, you know, it's got a hold function on the call, which is good. I've used that a couple of times. The front camera, by the way, is 0.3 megapixels, so it's like 640 by 480 pixels. So not the best, but obviously it'll do for video calls. You know, obviously it's got a radio on it, MP3 player, you know, usual stuff. You can see that at the minute, you know, headphone jack, which is obviously 3.5mm. You know, it's digital compass. You got your proximity sensor, light sensor, accelerometer. You know, GPS, like it says, and it's got obviously the assisted GPS as well. So, you know, it is quite a, you know, a rich, you know, phone. It's got, like it says, everything that you need. And obviously it's like the vanilla version of Android, so it's not been modified heavily. It's basically enough, you know, stock Android, which is obviously quite good. You know, it behaves, you know, quite good. I mean, I'm obviously used to heavily modified versions of Android, you know, obviously with Sony and stuff, but I was quite new to this sort of aspect of it, which is quite good, you know. Again, no qualms with that. I mean, I was expecting the screen to be a bit, you know, rougher than it is actually. I mean, I recently did a review of a Presidio tablet, and the screen on that was awful. You could see the pixels and everything. I mean, you can maybe just see it, but you know, personally, I do like this phone. I could use it as my main daily driver. Like it says, it's a dual SIM phone. So, but yeah. So, anyway, guys, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.